Hey everybody, Jeremy here from Flatware Creations. My nephew wanted to watch me make some essential oil diffusers, so we get to hang out for a little bit. Um, Today I'm going to be taking some butter knives. These are silver plated. There we go. Silver plated butter knives. And we got some fork tines here from another project. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these off. I measured them out, let's see, about 1.5 inches is what I measured these at. Put a little mark. I'm gonna try and do two things here. How you doing, Zach? I'm gonna try doing two things. A new thing I've seen where they've taken this piece here and used the knife as to go into like a planter, and then at the top here, this piece here, what they did was they put a little roof on it, and then they made it a little just like a little house decoration to go into your flower pot. So I'm going to cut this on the bandsaw today, and I'm going to cut off my piece first at 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to cut this piece kind of at an angle, and then we'll make this piece here in the center that will become a toothpick holder or little bud base. So nothing here is going to get wasted in the whole thing except the shavings to cut it apart. So I'm excited about that. I have this pattern, which is really nice, and then this pattern, one of the more popular patterns called Queen Bess 2. It's going to be cut at the same spot, and we're going to do the same thing here. This type of knife where it's crimped the crimped part comes back to about here, or not the crimp, but the blade comes to about here. This style is a post style, so there's a little metal post that sticks out through here. Hi Carol. So I need to make sure that I don't hit that post whenever I'm cutting this. So it's going to get loud for just a second. I'm going to turn you over to my bandsaw here. This is just a regular wood cutting Delta bandsaw. It's not variable speed or anything, it's just regular. It does have a bimetal cutting blade on it. I have a video showing all of what I did there and what I use. But we're going to go ahead and cut these real quick. It's going to get loud for a second. So this is what I was talking about. See that little post right there? That first cut that I started to make? I felt it touch and stop. So before it starts going, this is stainless steel. It will dull that blade out pretty quick. So what I'll do is I'll take a hacksaw and just go through that to clean it up. Or I might hide it somehow. But let's get back to what we were doing. So these are going to go away for now. These two pieces are going to become little toothpick holders. This one will become a bud vase, and then this one here will be a little toothpick holder once I get it all cleaned up. And for now, these go. We'll just put them right there so they don't get lost. These are the two pieces that I needed. So what we're gonna do is we need to clean up this edge, and then we're gonna take the fork tine, and that's what's actually gonna hold this essential oil diffuser. We're gonna put a large hole here and a little smaller hole here, so that whenever the fork tine goes in, the smaller end will stop where we want it to, so it sits nice and level. And then we'll put two holes in this, and we'll hook the chain right up to it. These we normally do 24-inch or longer chains. That way you can just put it right over your head, and then you put in a piece of felt or cotton or something, and then put your essential oil in there, and then it just releases throughout the day. And then you can take this and pick out that felt or cotton or whatever you end up using. Let me get these cleaned up real quick just on the sander here. This is my little 1-inch Harbor Freight sander. I don't know what size paper this is. It's probably 80. We'll just clean off these rough edges real quick. That right there. So now we got these nice and clean. Let me see if I can bring you guys down just a touch. There we go. Now we don't have to look up so high. Okay, so we have a little bit of flashing on the inside here. Just going to take my Dremel tool. I keep forgetting to put it in the link, but this tool if you search thin nail drill on eBay, you'll find this machine. It has forward and reverse, and it has 8 speeds. I will have a link, hopefully in the description of my future posts. I have to sit down and really put all my links together and everything. But that's what I'm using for this. This hand piece just opens, so we can take this piece in and out. And these are all 3 30-second bits. So they're smaller than the larger Dremel bits. So this one goes here, this one goes here. I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to take off that inside edge. So how's everyone doing out there in quarantine land? Okay, so these are all pretty smooth now. They will finish smoothing in the tumbler. Actually, I should have probably buffed these off before I cut them, but I was in a hurry. Reading, I read sometimes. Comments. Let me buff these off real quick. So I'm using this red Jeweler's buffing compound on a medium. So I have my, this is a yellow buffing wheel. I use my black on it. This one here is a softer one. It's like a medium buffing wheel. I use the red here, and then this one I use my white rouge on, and it's really soft, polishes things up really nice. These aren't super bad, so I'm just going to use this guy. As always, have your glasses on. I got my mask. We'll just clean these up before we start drilling them. I'll be able to talk in one sec. There's that. I saw a comment that said, there we go. I just saw something run up the ladder on your right about 1 minute ago. It was probably something furry. It was either Gabby or Gus Gus, and if it was black, it was Stuart, but it's probably Gabby. She likes it up there. So our pieces are fairly shiny now. We'll finish polishing those in the tumbler. Yes, we have 3 cats. Thank you, Donna. Thanks for joining us. For all of those who just joined, I'm making essential oil diffusers. These are a special order for a customer. So we have our pieces, our hollow handled knives cut. Now what we need to do is make our fork tines fit inside here. So what I normally do is I will take one of my cobalt bits. I'll measure it against my fork tine. So I don't want the bit to be too much bigger than the back of the piece. So this is probably pretty close. I think if I go any bigger, yeah, I'm gonna go just a little bit bigger. I hope it was a cat, especially if it was furry. Alright, so I'm going to put this in the drill press. So I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit more. And tape out of the way. Down here so you can see. Alright, so down here you can see I have some different size holes. I have that set so that when I first started out, all my pieces were sinking down into the wood and I couldn't get a really straight drill hole. So this is just a little piece of aluminum angle iron like this. I just had some scraps off an old boat, and then I drilled a couple holes in it. So for these, I just measure this up. I just have a big eye bolt here. Down here allows me to adjust this really quick. So that I can go through. See it drop down into the hole. Tighten this back up. So next I'm going to take and put my mark. I want this to sit about here. So I'm going to put my top mark right about there. When tapping on these knife handles, you want to go kind of easy because they will bend down flat, and sometimes they will bust right out or crack. Yeah, the eye bolt really helps. This is all solid and stable, and I have some big washers underneath and another nut, and then these two washers up here, and it stays pretty flat. So that was something I worked out a while ago. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, this is just regular beeswax. If that happens, just let it go. So it's catching right as it goes in. So there, now it's clean. Now I'm going to check it against my fork tine, just make sure it's going through there easy. Now this part, I'm going to lube it up again, and I want to try and get this straight up and down. Over here. Okay, so the rest of this I will do with my Dremel, because we have our round hole and we're only going through a little bit, but if we go bigger, let me shut this light off. The hole just gets wider also, and we want it to go more vertical like this. So I'm going to take this diamond bit here. We're going to go in. The furry thing could have been my daughter too, if you saw her go up the stairs. So we're going to take our diamond bit here, go in the hole, and we're gonna go vertical. So I'm just gonna push up and then push right back down to make this hole bigger. I want to do the small side first because the small side tells us where the middle of this thing is going to sit, and we still have some room back here, so let's do the small side first, and that's the small side of the fork tine. Got a little burr on the outside edge here. This is just a drum disc. We don't want anything sharp. Okay, back to this guy. Do our test fit. Okay, we gotta go a little bit more. Pick this up a little bit. Okay, so there we go, we're right about center. So I'm going to clean up just the inside where there's a little burr now. Yes, definitely staying safe. Thank you. Where'd it go? Donna. So there we go. Our piece is nice and centered there. So here's one of the hard parts. Because the small end, man, why does it look so fuzzy? I cleaned off the camera. So we need to put a mark about here and a mark about here. So we need to now drill these two holes. So we're going to come back over to the drill press. Actually, let me get this other one drilled first. Okay, so we'll come back here. Come on. Flying metal. Hey, I found a pair of pliers. So what's happening is it's at an angle whenever it's laying down, so that's why it keeps pinching. Come on. Sometimes you can just catch that burr. There we go. We want to go straight through again. We use this piece of wood just to kind of bring up that level. Kind of slid off, not right where I wanted it. But each piece is unique. Check to see if... Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. See, on this one, my first hole was right in the center, and then my second one kind of punched out the side a little bit. But each piece is unique, right? So we do our best to make it fit and still look nice. If it popped out the side a lot more, I would probably turn it into something else. But it's still in the middle there. And make sure you use the fork tine that you're going to use for the piece. So I'm just going to go straight down on this one. I'm also bringing my bit back towards the middle. Well, that kind of looks cool. It's kind of going at a little angle here. What do you guys think? I think it looks interesting. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay. So we want to keep our pieces separate here because each fork tine is made for the diffuser that we want. So for this, you accidentally winded it? Why does it keep going away? Okay. All right. So it's very important that we get this hole right here in the dead center, because we don't have a lot of room to work with there. We have more room back here, but up here we need to make sure that we're as dead center as we can be. Okay, so we got that punched. Oh, you rewinded it. Okay, so we're going back to a 1/16 inch bit. This one ended up being, I have no idea what size. This up a little bit. I like to put it about enough where I have enough finger room to put it, to scrape everything off. That's the center of my hole. That's not the one I punched. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in here. So this is the hole that I drill into. By being able to have that small hole, I'm able to get this down and have the whole, the front and the back portion set on the metal, which really helps it just focus on that point. So let's lube this up. So close. No. Came out the side. Slid over just a little bit. So let's switch this up. This other one was the same size. So all I'm doing is the same thing we just did, but just to this other. Yeah, generally I can get it to where it doesn't do that, but it happens. Would Bob Ross call them happy accidents? Oop. My tripod's being weird here. That looks a little bit more centered. It's so weird it's not auto-focusing. It's kind of annoying. Alright, round 2. We got it. Alright, so we got our hole through there pretty even. I'm going to take my drum sander again, a little drum, and there's flashing from where the drill bit came through. So we're just going to clean that up. I try and get just the flashing. Once I get the flashing off, I take my old little Dremel bit here. This is a 1/16 inch diamond bit. I just go right through the hole. Just make sure it's straight. Just tap this guy flat. Right, always on the end. Right here. That always gets bent because it's really thin there. We'll put this guy away. So what I have left on this now is this back piece here. It's all ragged. Just go over to here. I'm just going to take off the sharp points. Round everything out, nice and smooth. Finish it up with the Dremel. I don't like anything sharp and I don't like tool marks. So I try and clean all my edges up. So this is now ready for this. That helps. There you go. So you can see the 2 holes. And our fork tine is in the middle. So, just so I can show you guys, I use these rope chains. Come on. So here's what we're gonna do. This end on the small end is going to get the hook. And this hook is too big, so I'm gonna switch it out for a smaller hook. Nope, wrong box. see how this little guy fits. There we go. We want this to be able to stand up, or not stand up, but sit straight. Make sure it fits both ways. Let me just put it on that chain. Yeah, we got these chains and they all said 925 on them. They were supposed to be sterling and they were not. And then I found out that some of the Chinese companies are actually named 925. So this is kind of like their tag and not really what its actual metal is. So we switched everything over to stainless steel. And that really made a big difference. We didn't have to worry about yellowing or tarnishing.
There's one thing I'm good at, it's cheating the soup.
Alright, so we got that guy on there. Make it a little easier for me to hold on to. There we go. See how it goes all the way up? It's not just on there crooked, it's all the way up. On the other end, we're going to get a jump ring. Let's see what we got here. Is Gabby up there?
No.
No? Somebody said they saw an animal go up there, or something furry. So I'm just looking at all my jump rings here. I want to try and keep it proportionate and still strong enough. Let go. It's a little big. You should work. There we go. After 5 years, my box finally broke. The hinges started breaking. Okay, so we're going to take our jump ring here, open it up, take our fork tine here, and that's why I wear an apron. Oh, I missed someone's comment. Yeah. We don't have mice or anything. We have 3 cats. Okay, let's get this on there. Make sure your jump rings click. Oh, I missed a step. I gotta put the other end of the necklace on. And this just has this hooped end. Ouch. Piece of metal in my finger. So, grab this envelope again. So this is just a short chain, but it's just for demonstration. So here's what we get. Now, it works is you unhook your lobster clasp, pull the fork tine out, you can put a little piece of foam or felt works really well. My tripod is really not liking me today. So you just pull this out. You can pull it out if you want to change smells or oils. Put it right back in. Clip this back on. And then normally you can just put it over your head, but this one's really short. So this is Queen Bess. And basically we're going to do the exact same thing to this one with a different fork tine that we didn't blow out. What you can do with this, because I really don't like to waste anything. Does that flush me out? That's a little better. So I don't like to waste anything. So what we're left with is a hole here. And this end's gone. So I'm just gonna clip it off. We can take and put a new point on this, round this out a little bit here, and then this can become one fork tine earring. So what I'm going to do with this, anytime something's cut here at Flatware Creations, it just gets reclassified. So in here is just a whole bunch of old fork tines and things. And as I make projects, just toss them in there. And that's actually where I got the 2 fork tines to do this project. Does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna try and find another fork tine real quick. It's raining here today. I like the sound of the rain on our tin roof. All of these long tines that I have here, I save them all because we turn them into hooks, and then we use them on our ponytail holders. The hooks get soldered to a curved spoon bowl. And then we take and we solder this right onto it, and then this just hooks in right behind your ponytail holder band. But these longer tines are nice. We'll use that one. So yours looked more like a bucket. I wish it would leave the chat up. Was yours similar to this with a ring on the back, like a glue or solder in place piece like this? Oh, you put jump rings through the holes. Okay, yep, I've seen those. Definitely a lot less work. The lily, that's the one with the spoon with the pearls in it, right? Donna, is that one with where it kind of looks like a tulip and the the spoon comes around, and then you run a wire up through it with your beads on it. And we'll wait for that. So once again, we're back here with this. So this fork tine okay. Yeah, I can do that. I actually think it's on my list, but my list is on my phone, which is now my camera. Can you guys see everything okay? Is it fuzzy or cloudy? Because, okay. Because what I can do is I'll start a new live stream and I'll make one of those right now. Since we're all stuck inside. Okay. Does that sound okay for everyone? Yeah, you guys in Missouri had some major stuff come through last night. Well, northern Missouri. I used to live up in Edina near Kirksville. So I'm gonna clip this guy off. I'm gonna round this out. Sounds good to me. Okay, let me finish this piece so I can just get it tossed in the tumbler. Here, one right there. Bring it back down here. We're just gonna finish this one real quick. That's closer to me now. I'm actually in upstate New York. I think I got that good. And sometimes you have to take and direct the point, which direction it's going, like the point of this. If it's going at an angle, your bit's going to cut in at an angle. And at the same time, you really want to watch. Even if I pick this up and I can kind of twist it the way I want, that will help me get through the center without blowing out too. Sweet. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, you definitely don't want to visit right now. Where I'm at is right up next to the Canadian border and right next to Vermont. So we're as far as we could be away from the city, north, but it's starting to reach up here. We've had a few cases locally. Burlington, Vermont is right across the lake from us, and they're getting a few more cases. So I can just blaze through this stuff really quick. OCD helps a lot. Because this thing is so long, I'm actually going to trim it down a little bit. So the fork tine, I'm going to trim down to where the point is right here. So I want it to look nice and even. And we're going to round this out right now. So, over here. All right. So we got a little point put back on there. It looks nice and even now. So in the tumbler we go. If you guys want to see something really cool, you should check out my video on all the bud vases that I fit inside this thing. That goes in, that goes in. This is the Frankfurt Arsenal tumbler. I had the entire thing as full as I could get. It was just something fun. I tossed them in there just as a place to keep them, and in the process, it filled to the top, and I thought it was funny, so I figured I would just make it, and they came out perfect. I was super excited about that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video, and I will set up a new live feed, and we will make one of those curved spoons with the pearls in it. All right, thank you guys all for joining me. Make sure if you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications, and I will be right back.